everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am sharing another layout with you for the JustNick Design Team, and we could this week basically choose any file we wanted to choose, and I chose the file called, I think it is Bloom. The file is called Bloom, and I'm going to be using all the little flowers and then the word as well that is written in a very beautiful scripty font. So you'll see there that I did cut out an entire 12 by 12 paper, textured white cardstock. I cut out the whole white cardstock full of these, and I resized them to fit the size that I wanted. So some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, and there's different amounts of each of these that I cut out. So you'll see that my camera setup is a bit different this week. It's a bit, that flickering is gone that I had going on last week because I got new lights, and I used to record all my videos on my phone. And because the light is so bright, my phone couldn't cope with the amount of light coming into it. So there was a big amount of flickering going on. So I pulled out my Canon and I started recording on my Canon. Now I've got a setup on my desk that is quite something to behold. So so I am going to be recording it from now on in this way. So I just have to do the fine, do some little changes here and there, like zoom out a little bit. It's a bit too much zoomed in. You can't see half of the layout. Well, what I'm doing over there, I'm just pulling the little cut pieces off the mat there. And so textured white cardstock, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, doesn't cut as nice as smooth cardstock. Smooth cardstock is a very clear cut. It's very easy to get it off your mat. And so here I'm just showing you how many of each I have, and that I've pulled them all off the mat and sort of cleaned them up a little bit. And there you see that beautiful word as well, Bloom, the scripty font under my right hand. There you go. I'm going to use that as my title for my page. And the collection that I'm going to be using is the Simple Stories Dream Big collection. It's something I've been using a lot lately to document Emma. And I'm also going to be using, and you can see there's some flowers that I fussy cut. Oh, see, the photo is not even there. Oh, there you go. That's a photo of Emma. She was probably about four months. So something over there. And those flowers are fussy cut from, I want to say, a collection from Dear Lizzie. I could be completely and utterly wrong. But yeah, I can't remember where this paper comes from. I know I bought a couple of them because I was in love with these flowers. And I thought I would put them all around the edge of the page because I've used quite a lot of them already. And the ones that are left, I'm just going to use around the edge of the page to make a frame for my layout. And I'm going to be placing my beautiful little cut files on top of the flowers that I fussy cut. Now I am going to be backing the little cut files with some of the pattern paper from the Dream Big Simple Stories collection. So you'll be able to see that in a bit. But this did take me a while, and you can also see that this video is real time. I didn't fast forward it because I was scared my battery was gonna go on my camera, so I only recorded little bits at a time. And if I knew, I would fast forward this bit or that bit, I stopped the camera, and I didn't record the bits I knew I would fast forward. So I only recorded about 20 minutes worth of stuff. So I could, after editing, it ends up to be 15 minutes. So I could leave this video as a real-time video. And obviously I'm not going to be leaving it like that. This layout needs a lot of color. So there you go. I'm bringing up my Simple Stories Dream Big collection, and I don't have a lot of this collection left, so I'm just going to be using what I have there. And that paper, the pattern paper with the flowers on, I'm going to fussy cut some of those flowers out as well, and I'm going to be using some of those flowers in this layout as well. So I'm going to be using that pink paper with the little cat unicorns on, and I'm going to be using the yellow paper with the what do they have on? Oh, the yellow paper has the fairies on, and then the blue paper has the unicorns on. So I'm going to be using some of that paper just to back some of these cut files. And they came out so beautifully. You can see there how clean the cut is, and how beautifully they came out. I love it when Nicole comes up with these beautiful cut files, especially flowers. And I cut out a lot of them, and I have a lot left, so you might see another layout with these flowers. So if you're interested in this, I will leave a link below to where you can find this cut file, and head on over to the JustNick blog as well, and you'd be able to read about how I made this layout. And you can also read all the wonderful words of the other ladies on the design team as well, and have a look at their layouts as well. Their layouts are beautiful, and Nicole makes it so easy for us to make layouts, because her cut files are so beautiful. And as I said before, if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, just go to a cut file, or go find a cut file, and see what you can back, or see what you can use as a background for your piece, or if it is a background cut file, if it's embellishments, you know, anything like that. So, and that really sorts out if you're in a rut or you're in a funk or something, then you can, you know, get out of your funk, because the cut file takes out most of the guesswork for you. You can basically, you know, just embellish the cut file or back the cut file, and then your layout is basically done. You just have to add your photos. So yeah, so I would advise that you go to Nicole's shop and have a gander at all the different cut files she has there, and see if you like any. And yeah, so she's got a whole range. She's got some background cut files as well, a lot of them. She's got a lot of themed cut files as well, a lot for Christmas, a lot for Halloween, some Easter cut files, and I know some Valentine's Day cut files as well. And then she's got the generic cut files, more flowers, and very sort of organic cut files as well, and then a lot of mandalas. And so she's you know, she releases cut files every week. So you're welcome to go and have a look. As I said, I'll leave a link down below. And there you can see that I am using that yellow paper with the little fairies on to back my flower as well. Now, what I try to do is I try to put the head of a fairy in the center of the cut file, so that the center of the cut file would be, you know, a different color to the rest of it. I try to do that. I don't think I got it right with all of them. And there you just see that I'm just pointing to all the fussy cut bits that I fussy cut from that pattern paper from the collection, those little floral bits. And I'm going to be tucking them in behind all of that other fussy cut bits and the cut files that I use to back. And how perfect are these cut files and the black and white doodled flowers that I fussy cut from another pattern paper. They go perfectly together, and it's just by chance that the size that I made them fit those flowers quite perfectly. So I don't know where I disappeared to there for now. I think I was looking for something to back my photo with. I didn't want to use any of the papers in the collection. I thought I wanted something more bold, and I love that Felicity Jane little bag. It's one of her little bags that something came in. I think it was like a ribbon, some velvet ribbon came in that little bag. So I just took the bag and I stuck it behind my photo. And I felt that this layout needed something more. It needed, you know, something something more dramatic in the background. I thought of just putting splatters, and then I thought of putting a rainbow splatters, and then I decided, no, I am going to be very bold. And I haven't done this before, so this was the first time I did it. And I must say, I'm quite impressed with how it turned out. It made a complete mess underneath the piece of paper on my, because I went a bit crazy with the ink there. And this is just some ink I got at a craft store here by me in Dubai. So, yeah, and as you can see, I'm just sucking up the ink with my little, the little ink dauber there. And then I'm making these very loose and sporadically placed, I don't know, lines, I suppose. Yeah, so, and you don't see most of this in the end, but the bits that you do see do make quite a nice contrast with the rest of the layout. And this is a very busy layout, but I like the way it turned out. And this is really, I loved making this layout. This, I have to say, this isn't one of my complete and utter favorites I've ever made, but I liked making it. I like the process of it with all the fussy cutting, and you guys know that I love my fussy cutting. I love backing cut files, and I loved this ink, the way that this ink looked. I think I'm going to give this black ink, this effect that it gives on the paper is amazing, and I think I'm going to be using that a lot more. Now, for some or other reason, I lost a lot of footage. So the bit that you see now is after I backed all those cut files with some foam adhesive, and I stuck them all on the frame of the layout. I stuck it all on some foam and just stuck them to the edge of the layout, and then I just placed the cut files that I backed, stuck that with wet glue on top of the bits that I stuck on with foam adhesive. So that's the bit that you missed. I have no idea where it is. I was under the impression that I did record everything. Obviously that bit I didn't. So anyway, what I'm doing there is I just took the cut file, the word bloom, and I'm just going to be using a brush pen and coloring it in black, because I felt that this layout could use some more black. I mean, as if there wasn't enough black on this layout already, hey? So I am coloring in this word, and I'm going to be using it as my title. Now, there's not going to be anything else really to do that's going to be very groundbreaking with this layout. It came together really quickly, as I said, that I didn't have much editing I needed to do to this footage, and I didn't have to speed it up at all. So this layout came together very quickly, and I do think it is because well, two reasons. Number one, the cut files made it easy. It did all the thinking for me. And number two, the fussy cut flowers I had placed behind the cut files, it took up most of the space on the page. So it basically finished the composition for me and all the guesswork and the thinking. So I am going to be finishing off that word, bloom, and I'm just going to be placing it sort of on my photo, off to the bottom of the photo, and that's going to be my title. Now, I don't write anything else. I don't write any journaling on this specific layout, and the photo is quite random as well, and there isn't anything specific that I remember from taking this photo, or anything, you know, specific about this photo. It's just, she's so cute lying there and just had a bath. And I don't know if you can remember if you had a baby, or if you still have a baby, once they come out of the bath, they're all soft and warm and squishy. So that's what I remember from that photo, is just a little, you know, how warm she was always after she came out of the bath. So I'm going to be placing these little puffy hearts all over the place, and I'm going to be using the yellow, the green, and the light pink. And I'm just going to be placing them very randomly around my layout. And I really do apologize about half of this layout being off camera. As I said, I'm still, getting used to using my Canon, and I've been spoiled using my phone for everything, and that's really worked for me. However, yeah, with the lighting situation I've got going on here, my phone isn't doing it anymore. It's not cutting it. My phone's not good enough. So, so I pulled out my Canon. So anyway, this is going to be it for this layout. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and please leave a comment. I love reading your comments, and I always try to at least like your comment or love a comment, and I do respond to some of the comments. So if you'd like to leave a comment, I'd really appreciate that. And I will leave a link down to Nicole's blog as well, and the shop, and you can just go and have a look and see what's there. So I'll see you again soon. Bye.